Hi there. Today about true self, or real self, or what is true self or real self? How to find your true self or real self as opposed to your false self, imaginary self, or what I like to call it experiential self. All these questions with a definite answer that the true self is pure mind. What we experience in while we are awake is a form of mind that we feel has an independent existence. It has certain characteristics, certain past, certain present, certain future. Things are going on all the time. There is certain environment and so on and so on. So this is our experiential self while we are awake, a dream self, imaginary self while we are awake, that feels totally independently existent. Now when we dream, there is another so-called self, imaginary self, dream self, experiential self, that also feels absolutely true, as if it has independent existence. There is certain form, there are certain characteristics, there is certain past, present and future, there is certain environment. Everything feels completely real in a way of having a totally independent existence. But it is just another form of false self. And this false self that we experience while we are dreaming can be completely different from the false self that we experience while we are awake. And there are more forms of false self, or imaginary self, or experiential self. Let's say when you are daydreaming, or so-called involved in a very vivid imagination. There is also a form of self, false self, imaginary self, dream self, experiential self that feels completely true, completely real, as if it has a total independent existence. And again, it has a form, it has a past, present, future, it has characteristics, there is an environment, things are going on, and so on and so on. And yet, this self can be completely different than the self you experience in dream time, or the self you experience in time when you're awake, and also the environments are usually completely different. So there are many forms of false self that you can experience, experiential self, as many as you like, really. But there is just one true self. There is just one pure mind, or pure presence, that is experienced directly, that is not part of conditioned experience of a human mind. Now, as in other forms of false self, like whether it's a dream time or awake time or daydreaming time, they change all the time. Things are happening all the time. There is movement all the time. But when you reach your true self, there is no movement. There is an absolute stillness. There is an absolute clarity. And there is an absolute bliss. There are no ups and downs of sort of emotional sort of experience that we can experience in any form of a false self. There are these emotional ups and downs. But when you reach your true self, real self, when you merge with your true self, there are no ups and downs. There is a constant bliss. There is a constant stillness. You're not going anywhere. Nothing is going or coming, or nothing is happening in a way of movement. And you can, as I always say, and I talk about it a lot, reach your true self by going inwards, sinking into the silence and emptiness, and practicing it on a daily basis. without any effort, just resting. What you need to do is just rest the mind. Rest the mind. Have no engagement with it. And gradually, you will get to your true self, real self, and you will merge with it. And then you will reach what really is. Experienced directly. A complete bliss beyond time and space. It's definitely worth going there and experiencing it. And even on the way there, on a gradual, when you sort of merging into silence and emptiness and gradually going deeper and deeper, the changes you experience in your daily life are absolutely amazing. Try. Do it regularly. Without effort and without intent. Just rest. The secret is in just resting your mind, not engaging with it in any way. That's it for today. Enough talk. Take care. Bye-bye.